Alright, hey everyone, welcome to another Wildewitch RP live play TTRPG session. What is Wildewitch RP? Well, that is me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. Getting a woo this time? We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs, and we created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And today we're playing D&D. Well, I guess tonight at this point. Time zones. Uh, this session features the Burning Veil storyline, set in our very own Velinara campaign setting. It is a deeply personal tale of trust, betrayal, magic, and magnificent ambition, where the fate of the world hangs in the balance. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us as well. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller, and with me is Sirenscape, who brings all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now, let us meet our courageous, daring heroes as they've just stepped through a strange portal into an even stranger locale. And we'll begin with an introduction for Bracken.
For me, hey everyone, it's Thresh. I'm playing Bracken tonight, the good old puncher and kicker extraordinaire who don't do good with the wordplay.
Amazing. Next up for our introductions, it will be Avi.
Hi, I'm Kelsey, and I play Abby. She is a half-elf bard sorcerer. She cares about her friends. She is constantly making music, and she is a little bit spooky. But just a little bit.
We can make that a lot of it. We'll see.
We could.
We might.
We'll see.
We'll see. Next up for our introductions, why don't we learn about Cecil?
Hello, my name is Brent, and I play Cecil Darkholm. He's a Forest Gnome Cavalier who's been dealing with some pretty intense mental and emotional issues from his brief time in Vale d'Umbra. He's trying to lean on the strength and faith of his sister, however far away she may be, but he's still ready to support his friends and do whatever he needs to.
Amazing. Next, last but not least, let's learn of Z.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bo, and I'm going to be playing Z. They are a homebrew class, artificer. It's the bone cobbler class, so I mostly deal with like necromancy. So, I guess the opposite of Avi. That's like music and like just a little bit spooky. I am full spook.
You don't know me.
Damn.
It's not safe to assume anything, right?
What a way to start off. Well, with our introductions covered, it's time we return to our story. You have been in Vale d'Umbra picking up the traces that of the Skyfire crisis aftermath with the Salvation Key. And as you have been on this journey, you have made some new acquaintances, and maybe a few enemies. Right. You've gained some knowledge, but not quite a fix, an answer to the flare of your veil-burned marks. And that's where you've been most recently concentrating your efforts. You've had assistance from the occultist your Axbase. But after a run-in with a powerful entity, you were approached by a strange cypress sprig whose curiosity manifested not in questions but in a intense observation of your group, known as Nima. Nima the Enigma. And Nima was sent on behalf of the Watchers of Witchmuck, who you've very recently met, and who have promised to give some assistance as a payment for your own assistance. Resting in their grove and anchoring yourself to their domain, a portal was opened for you to the Shadowed Repository, where you will find one Varro. And as we begin our session, you have stepped through the portal, and you find yourselves now standing in a small study alcove, tucked away in the vast, sprawling, and endless corridors of what must be the Shadowed Repository. The space around you hums. There's an eerie resonance, as if some weak breeze jostles strings of mistuned instruments. But it is muffled by the atmosphere. It is suffused with this primordial dust that seems to hang in the air as it coats forgotten scrolls and tombs, and etched stone records and tablets. And there are winding passages, lined with towering shelves of volumes bound in materials unseen and unknown to the realms of living. The scent that wafts around you is aged parchment, dust, and the singed threads of the veil, a ozone-like smell that some of those familiar with teleportation magic have caught momentary smells of. Shadows dance and glimmer along edges of shelves and around corners. And you are here, amongst it all.
Just out of curiosity, did anybody think to ask the Watchers what this guy looks like?
Ooh, sure didn't.
It was definitely not on my list of to-dos. Or, I guess, questions.
Well, we can just go around and figure it out. We know like what kind of person he is, right? Like elfish or
You would know that he is Azrin, yes.
Azrin. There can't be too many Azrin running around. I bet we can figure it out.
Could I do an investigation check to maybe look for traces of him, if that's possible?
You can definitely roll an investigation check. Would anyone else be doing anything?
I'm looking for signs of any person.
Investigation or survival.
We're in some sort of semi-ethereal plane, right?
You are in a... It's almost like a border plane, or a demi-plane. It exists between two planes of existence itself, kind of emulating the ones that are around it.
I guess I'll start in the study looking for signs that someone's been through here.
Investigation or survival. So, you're looking about, those of you that are. And Cecil, you are not really seeing much besides the dust and the winding passages. You see that the edges of each of the tomes and books and slabs, and it kind of catches your attention, and beyond your attempts to look for someone, that they seem to glow, almost like dying embers. And you swear that if you look close enough, some of the pages seem to have the faintest trace of smoke coming out of them. Z and Avi, you, with your noticings, as much as there is dust that collects on the shelves and in the air, there's not much dust on the ground, at least not in areas that would be well traveled. As if they are well traveled. As if they are, while unseen, at least unseen currently, as if there are other people here. Or at least other existences. Who knows if they hold on to sentience or humanity anymore.
Could I start walking down one of the paths that's less, like, less dusty, like the well-traveled areas?
All of the ground has been well traveled. That's like you see dust
Oh.
on shelves and on tomes, and it hangs in the air, but every path that you're seeing seems to be well traveled.
Oh, no. Oh, now oh.
But currently you see no other souls besides yourselves.
It's odd. Strange. It's almost like the dust isn't even hitting the floor.
I don't think we're the only ones here. We're not gonna find it by standing still, so.
Well, then which way do we go? Natriana says. I'm a fan of just, choosing the direction and letting my feet take me, but
I like that.
I've always heard. I'm not sure how that applies in this situation.
I'm gonna take a quick look down a few rows. And pick one and just start walking down.
Avi,
Yeah.
can you roll for me? D20.
Well, yeah, I can do that. How do you feel about a 20?
Your group begins to walk as you've just chosen a path, and as much as you have confidence in each other as well as yourselves, this is a maze, a place that is probably not a good idea to go off wandering on your own. So, sticking together, you find yourselves coming to an area where, again, you see the shadows shifting, always moving to a place beyond where you can see them, always dancing around the corners and curling around scrolls and tomes as if craving the knowledge on the inside. But things shift here. You no longer do hear the strings. Instead, you hear stones crumble. The winds beginning to rise, get louder. As you take a few more steps into this place, the lights here, which you've noticed to be some sort of arcane torch or torch-adjacent existence, pulse, flicker. And can I have perception checks, everybody? So, Cecil spots this. Let's see if Bracken does.
Yeah.
Ah, twinsies. Cecil, Bracken,
Yeah.
you would notice that the far edges of the walls in this room that you have just entered seem almost translucent, as if they are made of mist instead of stone.
Pass that information along in a hushed but convenient manner.
There is a shifting beneath your feet. Can everyone roll for me a strength saving throw?
Oh no.
Strength is not my strong suit.
Neither is mine.
Okay.
Did mine not come through?
No,
Oh, no.
you got an 11.
Yeah, there. Let's see.
All of you fall prone except for Cecil. Let me roll for our NPCs too, as well, actually. We've got your Axibase, who stays on her feet. Not Triana, who does not. So, what seems to be an earthquake shakes you all. Most of you lose your footing. Cecil, however, you stay on your feet, and your Axibase does as well, and she seems, of course, to keep her grace and composure. None of you take damage, just lose your footing. And Cecil, you would be the first to notice this. The room that you have entered into has changed a bit in its structure, in its architecture. The entrance that you came through does not exist anymore, but instead you see other entrances that have formed and grown. The room itself is now wider, more rows of books you can see, but the far edges are still just that misty, semi-translucent existence.
Everyone get back up. The room's changing on us.
Bracken will make moves to get away.
Yeah, same. Z panically gets up and is like, Cecil, do you see a way out?
Well, the way we came's gone, but now there's all these other options.
Oh, okay. Everything's fine. Are there signs above the other entrances?
No signs.
No. Okay. All right.
Well then, what do you suggest we do now, friends? Our way out is gone?
Well, I mean, there's no way to discern any difference between any other door. So I say we just pick one.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, we can always just open them up, check what's behind them, and go from there.
There's always a simple solution for everything, and just for spatial awareness, how many doors are there, and like which directions are they in?
From what Cecil can see and point out, there are 3 doors. 2 off to your left, and then one almost it's on the wall straight ahead of you, but to the far right. There could be other doors in the area, but those are the 3 that are visual.
Okay. I'm just gonna go straight ahead, or to the far door and I'm just going to say, well, sometimes the only way to see is to do, and I will open the door if I can.
Roll for me, if you will, a history check.
Okay.
You reach for the door, and as you grab hold of it, there is a brief moment where it flickers, where it begins to change its shape, and in the blink between where it was and when what it was when you reached for it and what it is when you grab it, you recognize this door as you've seen it before. This is the door to your Exodus's manor that sought her out.
Faye? No!
What? It's just a door.
Yes, it's a door.
Fine.
I know what you're doing. Don't act like I don't know.
Welcome to Rodeo Kid.
I pause. I'm almost like frozen to the door, like stuck. And I
What's behind it?
I
You
haven't
need help?
opened it yet. No, I can get it.
Okay, you just turn the knob and then pull it open.
Apologies for my sarcasm, but thanks, Captain Obvious. And I open it.
You see a similar room to the one that you stand in on the other side, with more doors and more passages, more stacked shelves of dust and scrolls and tomes. But it doesn't seem an exact copy. There are different passages that you can head down, other areas that you can use to traverse to different parts of the repository. Though it does seem to have that same sort of pulsing, flickering light.
I'm gonna close it. And it's just another place. It's similar to the one we entered into. But I don't think it's a way out.
Well, we're not looking for a way out. We're looking for Varro.
I'm sorry. I mean more in like dangerous situation way out maybe. I don't know. This is really weird, and I don't like it.
Darling, I've been in a difficult situation for about a year and a half now, so.
So we're in some big room maze looking for a guy, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Then, do you want to walk through this one?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Something tells me hand on the left, Waldman.
You try that, Bracken.
Bracken will try.
Mm-hmm.
So you go through the one that Z had originally opened.
Yes.
Okay. You find a room similar to what you had entered into, but this one has little differences that you can spot, different passages, placements of different materials on the shelves, though Cecil, as you had seen before, and you are seeing now, they still have that sort of ember-like glow to each of them, as if there's more to them than just the knowledge that they have. And there are 5 doors in this room, each at different areas as you pass by. 2 on the leftmost wall, 1 in the center of the far wall, and 2 on the right, spaced out about maybe 50 feet.
Do y'all see?
Doors, huh?
Yeah, and these books are smoking. Can I pick up one of the smoking books and open it? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. She's
Those aren't happy
singing.
noises.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry about me.
I didn't worry about nothing.
I'm worried about Cecil.
Cecil,
Okay,
can you make
worried.
for me a wisdom saving throw?
10.
10. You open this book and your mind is assaulted by a force that you see in blips and pieces of shattered memories. You see the first betrayal of a friend. You see a heartbreak. You see moments of joy. You see birth and death and sickness over and over in a matter of seconds, and you will be taking 15 points of psychic damage.
I drop the book and back away from it. Don't look at the books.
Heard.
Ow.
You okay?
I don't know. It hurt my brain.
Okay.
Books usually don't do that to me. I promise.
Okay. We'll get you some healing. Just a second. You can get 12 back.
Thanks, Avi.
Yeah, no problem.
If anyone, in response to Cecil's experience, would like to roll for me a history or arcana check. Z, you recall in this moment a bit of detail about your present location. The shadowed repository is home to countless corridors that are filmed with the volumes recorded from the knowledge of souls that pass from the world. Likely these tomes and scrolls and slabs are all stories and experiences of souls and their lives lived by them, housing countless, untold amounts of knowledge.
So, okay, so correct me if I'm thinking about this correctly. So, oh my god, so souls are being trapped, or not trapped, but held in these... Oh boy, that changes things.
Yes and no. There are most definitely perhaps souls that have gotten lost here, as again, this is Labyrinthian, and you are searching for one such soul that has used this place to hide. And there are probably countless other figures who choose to stay here, as it is an area between the passage. But so much as these being souls kept here, the tomes of literature that are on the walls are more like statements given as souls pass on to a next.
It'll definitely make our search a little bit more difficult.
Can I pick up the book that Cecil had? Does it have like a title or a name on it?
Not that you're able to see, no. But you do see where, holding it closed, the same sort of glow of embers around the pages and the faintest trace of smoke that comes off of them.
Odd.
My question would be, how many got lost here in this labyrinth? Especially looking for the person we are looking for.
I'm sure plenty of people have gotten lost here.
I will let you guys would know that the Watchers have not, to your knowledge, sent anyone else to go after Varro, as they didn't have that capability. That's why you've been asked to do it. They see potential in you. Now, of course, they could be lying, but who knows?
Okay.
Well, there are more doors.
There are more doors.
There are
Anybody
specifically
wanna pick-
5. In the
Anybody want to
case
pick one?
of someone rolling a die to decide.
I'm gonna quickly roll a d6. 2.
Who first? Oh. Well, there you go.
Well, Bracken, why don't we have you make this check since Z has already done one? As you hurry to beat Z to the door for your own reasons. Just wanting to be first, I guess.
Oh, our hands brushed. That's weird.
Oh wow, so weird.
Don't tell Terry.
Don't tell Bob.
I want Bracken to roll for me. Roll for me a wisdom check.
Check.
Yep, just a straight wisdom check.
That's doubles, so that counts as 8.
You know. With a 4, Bracken, you find yourself sort of overcome. Typically, you know when to control yourself, though sometimes your emotions have gotten the better of you. But in this moment, you're feeling the adrenaline. You're feeling your heart race, your cheeks flush in indignity and anger. And you swear you can hear Prince Dalafor's snotty voice just back of your mind, like it was that day when you got exiled. So,
Bracken's more pulling that.
with that in mind, what do you do with the door in front of you?
I will go ahead and open it up.
Okay. It's a little bit more rough than what you may have intended due to the emotions that you have going on, kind of alerting the rest of the others that perhaps something's going on with Bracken.
You alright, bud?
Yeah. I'll be good. I'll be good. I'll be okay.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. That might be less good if people keep asking about it. I'm one of those types.
I'll know if you're lying. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. Snap on that from the captions.
Oh no.
We can't let that happen.
No.
So,
That's getting screen grabbed.
please.
So mean.
Hey, look at that. You are, as you throw open this door, this next room that you see is, again, like the others, shifting, but more so to the visual eye, the very translucent, misty walls. You can feel the shudder of the feet beneath your feet. You can see the flickering of the room lights as things begin to throw up in this story. You can see the shifting building of this room around you, making it a little bit more difficult to try and find your next door. What do you do here?
I really don't like this place.
Well, you don't have to like it here. We just have to do what we came here to do.
Yeah, Avi's right, Matriona will say.
I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm right. I'll just start walking.
Why don't you roll me a charisma check, Avi?
I can do that. It's an 11.
You're emboldened by the fact that you were validated. However, that's not quite helping you find a path to a door, and you end up having to turn yourself around a bit, and well, when you do find a door, it's a bit longer than it should have taken, based on the size of the room as it grows around you and builds itself. But eventually you do find a door, and probably at this point, rather just take what's given to you than search for other options, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Avi, do you reach for this door?
I will.
Avi, I want you to roll me an animal handling check.
Animal handling.
Handle them
How
animals.
it's a 24.
You feel where, as you reach out and grab hold of the doorknob, that the door itself begins to try and buck away from you, try to move with the shifting, translucent walls. But
That's
you,
not nice.
but you make sure that you're able to hold it in place and open it. And as you do so, the corridor that you find yourself looking down seems more stable. Doesn't seem to have that flickering light or the translucent walls made of mist. Seems that perhaps you have found a more stable corridor. Though it
Well,
is
this seems kind of normal. I don't know if that's better or worse.
Well,
I
it means
suppose
we
we'll
might
find
be
out.
heading in the right direction.
That's a great point, Bracken. Good job, Avi. This is a normal hallway, I think.
You know, I do my best.
But I mean, always do keep an eye out. You never know what's hiding around a corner.
Mm.
Speaking of, you know what? Why not make this a little fun for me? Why don't we have Z roll a d20?
Faye.
What? I already had Avi roll one.
No.
Hey, I rolled
it's
a
more
natural
of just
20, so
Yeah.
I'm very
Just
scared,
roll good.
and that's fine.
the bar is
Well,
at a natural
that's
20.
not gonna be helpful right now.
That's not a natural 20. I don't know.
It's not.
As you
You
walk,
go in the corner and think about what you've done. Come back with your
Reg.
as you walk down this corridor and as you take the turns with the group, well, a few amongst your group might notice something. Let's just see who exactly it is. Avi and Z would spot this.
Hmm.
Since your entry into the Shadowed Repository, you have seen no other figures of a corporeal nature. You've seen shadows, and of course, shadows, you know, can sometimes trick the mind into looking like faces or hands. But no, the two of you are sure that you see something. It doesn't look humanoid, but it also doesn't look not humanoid. It stands upright, but in the form, it looks off, malformed. You can't quite tell at this distance, but you see something.
I immediately it's almost like a purple crackle of energy as my arm kind of powers up, and it's just readying for any sort of aggressive attack. But I will get closer to the creature.
I'm right behind Z.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Are you moving with the intention to draw attention to yourself, or are you moving to keep yourself hidden?
Want to go for the stealth approach?
Yeah, I'm not trying to get caught.
Yep.
I'm always
Thanks.
partial to stealth till it goes belly up.
That thing's pretty creepy.
Oh,
Are you?
It definitely becomes more creepy as you get closer.
Thanks, Faye.
The eyes seem to move with you without the head moving. You can hear the sound of someone plucking piano strings.
Twinsies.
As your group moves to get closer, you start to see this entity in a more clear and visual shape. You see a form that is gaunt, almost emaciated. You can see the too many ribs that seem to fuse together as it's hunched over. You see where the spine has these bristles that extend from the center of the back downward that writhe on its own, almost like tentacles and tendrils. You see the skin pulled taut, and it is gray like ash, with crackle of the dehydration of it, where it, with any bend, breaks, and there's these stains of what may have been blood, if it were not that it was the color of ink. And you watch as it moves its hands across the scrolls, and as it finds one, brings the existence to the mouth and nose and inhales deeply, the smoke curling upwards into a rotting nose that's beginning to fall off the face. And as your group attempts to sneak by it, most of you seem to do so with ease. But Z, as your armor clatters together, you watch as this creature, quick, faster than lightning, turns, empty eye sockets looking at you as its mouth drops open into a ear-piercing scream. It's high in frequency. I need a wisdom saving throw from Z. Actually, this will be intelligence, I'm sorry.
Oh, Oh.
No. Yeah, it's intelligence, sorry.
Oh.
Are you smarter than
Well.
It's a homebrew creature, I'm sorry. Oh.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
There we go. 10 intelligence save. Cool. Unfortunately, 10 is not quite enough. That is going to be 7 points of necrotic damage. As this thing, by the screeching piercing into your ear, you blink and it is now right in front of you. The same thing for the rest of you. You did not see where this thing moved, but now it is standing right in front of Z, and the same way that it was sniffing and pulling the memories and vitality of the books, it is doing so to Z. And Z can feel where the memories are pulled to the front of your mind. Currently, these ones are recent memories. Your search for your Axibase, finding anything you can about the condition that you're in. And as this happens, we're going to roll initiatives.
Oh,
Is this fun?
God.
is this what you want?
Oh boy. I think it's gonna be a night of bad rolls, but we'll see.
Oh.
Is it okay if I flavor it a little bit?
Go ahead. Flavor it a little bit, for sure.
I think definitely as the creature is sort of pulling out those recent memories, it's like No one has ever seen a look of pure horror on Z's face. It's always just been more anxiety driven. But as that is happening, it's just eyes are rolled back in my head, mouth agape, and just it's fully just I'm gone for a second. But it
And
hurts. It really hurts.
in the moments that you come back to, and in the moments before battle truly takes effect, this is where we take our first ad break. So, stick around with us. We will be right back to continue our story and pick up with combat. But before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. Ads are a huge part of how we keep our games affordable here at Wildewitch RP, so please don't mute them or leave us, but you can turn down volume. If you want to help direct us, not help direct us, if you want to help support us directly, you can always make a donation to my Ko-fi. That is a link on screen. Ko-fi donations not only help support us here with Wildewitch RP and provide your GM their much-needed caffeine, they also unlock awesome perks for the entire Wildewitch RP community. Perks that benefit everyone who plays with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, and even new quests. So, stick around. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back, and as we are back, I need to roll initiative for my monster. So our monster is gonna go first.
Uh-oh.
And then after that, we will have, it will be Avi, Z, Bracken, NPCs, and then Cecil. So, our creature is right in front of Z currently. And he's going to continue with an attack here. The first attack is going to be one of the tentacles from the back is going to come forward and try and wrap around Z with a 22. Which I believe will hit.
Yep.
And that's 5 points of bludgeoning damage as it wraps around your neck and you feel it tighten. You are considered grappled. And
Lovely.
then it's going to try and bite you.
Even better.
But an 11, I believe, misses.
It does miss.
So, Avi,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Cool. Can our friend make me a wisdom save?
Sure.
I'll go ahead and cast Dissonant Whispers. At 4th level, because I'm panicking.
So, This creature's going to use a reaction here
Mhm.
to siphon some wisdom out of the creature it's grappling.
Uh-oh.
I need a wisdom saving throw from Z.
Another one.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one is specifically a wisdom save.
Okay. Ha! Dirty 20!
Okay. So, you resist the effect of the siphon. It does not go through all the way. And so that'll only be a 14 on the wisdom save.
So
for-
he'll take 16 psychic and he needs to run away.
And he drags drags Z with him.
And then no.
Yeah.
Hey,
You just hear it. "Ah!"
you drop them right now.
Avi, nothing you're doing is really helping. It's making it work.
I'm
It's
sorry.
making it worse. It's making it so much worse.
So,
Was it in melee range for all of us?
no, it was in melee range of Z, specifically.
Okay, cool.
Which means that, Avi, is there anything else on your turn?
Well, go ahead and give a bardic to Z. Because now I feel bad.
Shoot! It wouldn't be able to run away because it did use its reaction for the siphon. So it just took the damage. So Z doesn't get dragged 20 feet away.
Well, see now,
Aw.
look, you screamed at me for no reason. You screamed at me for no reason.
Well, I definitely did just get freaking choked to
I'm just not
death.
gonna leave for one.
But anything else from Avi?
Other than the bardic to Z, no.
Alright, cool.
Where's Z?
Z, it is your turn. You are grappled currently by the tentacle around your neck that is tightening.
Okay, Okay, so... Could I use... Okay, because I have a bone claw, like, strength. Does that use that uses my strength modifier? Not...
That's
Okay, never mind.
That's why I specifically titled it Bone Claw Strength.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, well, I have to do an opposed check to try and get out of being choked.
It's not an opposed check. You just need to make a athletics or an acrobatics check as your escape.
Okay. Acrobatics is better, so
Okay, you are able to pry the tentacle away long enough to slip out of the grapple of it.
okay. And that's technically... I always forget how grappling works.
So that was an action to get out.
Okay, bonus action. Oh! Let me double check. I may have something. Nope, can't do that. Okay. So after I escape his grapple, does the creature run away when... Oh no, that was Avi's turn. Okay. I'm trying to put it all in my head. I apologize.
No worries.
Okay, then I guess just trying to get out will be what I can do, because all my bonus actions don't really benefit me at the moment. So, yeah.
Alrighty, so no worries. And as Z's turn comes to an end, Bracken.
Yeah. Well, this shadow creature is getting all grabby with our friends, which we don't appreciate. So we're gonna go ahead.
Well, it's
And match-
definitely a little bit more than a shadow, but go ahead.
Well, yeah. They came from the darkness. We're
How many 23s can you get?
nah, not enough.
Well, all of those hit.
Ooh. 34 damage.
Ooh.
And with that, this creature does seem to fall. And we're no longer bound by initiative.
Sorry.
This creature falls.
That's funny. Well, there you go.
Can I
W's
investigate
for
the creature?
Brecken.
Yeah, if you would like to investigate, go for it.
I wanna see what it is. What makes it tick?
I would say if you're wanting to know what it is, a history check might be better than an investigation.
I'll join in with that.
That's a 6.
An 11.
To Cecil and Avi, it seems to resonate with some undead that you've encountered, but it also seems to have some sort of monstrous amalgamations as well, maybe some aberrant capabilities. It's hard to say exactly what this is. You've never quite encountered it before. But you do know that you've never encountered it before.
Well, it seems to be some kind of monstrous undead type of thing.
Yeah, it's eating the smoke off these books.
I ain't never seen nothing like this before.
You know, when I opened that book, it almost felt like I was getting flashes of memories.
Really?
A whole lifetime.
That's interesting.
Seemed maybe it was feeding off of some of that energy. Z, it looked like it was going for some smoke out of your head. What? Did you feel anything?
The best thing I can recollect is... Hold on. It looked like more recent memories, but I don't remember what exactly it was.
Avi's kind of looking around all the shelves. I wonder if this place has some kind of catalog system, like these memories are in this section on this row.
Or each book could be a different person.
That's what I'm thinking.
Saying these are all the insides of people's heads.
Well, yeah, that's what this place is.
That don't make sense. I don't got a book in my head.
But your head could be a book. All the memories and thoughts. Anything.
Bracken seems to be pondering this.
I mean, hell, I keep... I more write down my thoughts, but I have a little bit of a journal. Myself, but once again, that's not the point. It just, to answer your question, Cecil, it felt like everything recently was just poof, gone.
They seem to be eating some sort of memory energy from the books, from Z. It's not good.
Really isn't.
Well, now I know. We stay away from those things. Maybe we ought to press forward.
We still got that job to do.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Keep
Cecil,
at it.
can Cecil roll for me a d20 this time?
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
Careful. That's how you get a 7-2 split. 7-10.
Did you just say 7-2?
Yes,
Whatever.
we did.
You can split that too.
As you continue down the different corridors, twisting, turning, you see another figure in the distance. And it's not quite so similar to the creature that you had just interacted with. But there does seem to be a ashen paleness to the complexion, giving it the look of a corpse. You see that it stands, hands stabilizing itself as it stares intently at the shelving that it is standing in front of. But it does seem to be humanoid in its composition, at least.
We all see this.
You'd all see this, yeah. It's kind of at one of the shelving units that is on your current path. There might be twists and turns before then, but if you head straight down, you would run into this, or at least with a high this being that is staring intently at the tomes on the shelves.
Do you think it would be safe to call out?
Hearing the question, Avi will stop putting her hands on the books, as she's been doing the whole time they've been walking. I mean, they don't look monstery. We call out. They're not right in front of us. Give us time to prepare if it is something bad.
Yeah.
So you call out?
Yeah, I'm gonna call out. Excuse me?
The creature turns to regard your group, and the first thing that you would notice is the eyes. They are filled with the same sort of strange light that illuminates the halls here. And as it turns to look at you, a tongue, abnormally long, begins to seep out of the mouth. And as it rushes forward towards you, we're gonna roll initiatives.
Ah! Okay, I will fully take responsibility for that.
Oh, then you're fighting it on your own.
Rex! Thrash!
Well, our beastie doesn't go first this time. It will be Bracken. Then our creature.
How far away is the beastie?
I would say at start of combat, he's about 30 feet away.
Excellent. I will easily close that and start serving it up. I said start serving it up. I said start serving it up. I'm very unhappy right now.
So the natural one definitely misses, as do the other two, unfortunately.
That's cool. I will dejectedly, as I threw hands and they went over his shoulders and around the sides, I'll fall back into a stance and get ready for my next set of fists.
And I have, from Bracken, a wisdom check, please.
Wisdom check.
You're trying to keep something out of your mind here, and it's contested.
Not 20.
This creature also got a natural 20.
Oh.
However, its modifier makes that a 24. As it peers into your mind, as it rifles through your conscious and subconscious. Bracken, what is one secret that you have?
Oh,
Oh!
No, I got a nat 20. Bracken,
I'm taking my headset off for this.
as much as Bracken says he wants to go back to help his uncle who is in prison for his crimes, Bracken doesn't want to do that for his uncle. He wants to do that just because he can. He's not doing it for him, he's doing it for him.
Wow.
Oh.
Don't mind me just taking a note here. Someone let Brent know he can put his headset back on.
Brett,
I got.
I'm back. I'm
Brett.
back.
All right, we got it.
Wah.
We got Waluigi in here.
Wah.
So as you have this energy brought forward, the tongue of this creature begins to salivate as it sort of licks itself up the side of your face as it eats the secret. And then Cecil, it's your turn.
Cool. I would like to smack this thing.
You can do so.
Oh no. Oh, 13.
Unfortunately misses.
Cool.
Holy moly.
Alrighty.
Twinsies. Twinsies all night.
Avi,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Okay. About how far away is it?
It's about 30 feet, and both Bracken and Cecil just sort of ran up on it.
Yeah, they did.
He sees it going in the butt.
Okay. Could I get a wisdom save from this creature?
It is currently empowered, having eaten a secret, but yes.
Okay.
Ooh, even with advantage, that is a horrible roll of 7.
Cool. He will take. I'm sorry, how much it went away? 17 psychic. And then there's something about always knowing the target's location until the spell ends.
Sounds good. With that, anything else from Avi?
Look it up Arctic to bracket.
Ready for Becky.
Z. It is your turn.
Okay. Oh boy. I'm gonna go for this thing with my bone claw. So I also get 2 hits if I do my bonus action, right?
You have 2 hits whenever you take the attack action as an
Gotcha.
artificer of your level.
Gotcha. Okay. 15 and 24.
Both hit.
Haha. So that is gonna be total 8 points of damage.
Anything else from Z?
I might bonus action magic weapon and cast. What do I want to put this on? I think I might actually put it on my bad news, actually.
Okay.
So I will bonus action magic weapon. So it is now a +1, or it has a +1 to attack and damage.
Sounds good. And with that, it is our NPC's go, and Natriana is going to stand in front of your Axibus, take a defensive action, but use a bonus action to Shield of Faith on Bracken. She doesn't like the way that the thing is like licking up on you.
It's disgusting.
And that's it for our NPCs. Bracken. It's your turn.
Yeah. Well, this thing didn't really ask for consent before licking up on it, which I don't appreciate.
Yeah.
We are going to bop. Oh, come on.
Uh-oh.
It's throwing me out of my groove.
Oh, no.
Oh, there we go. No, we got a good one here. 17.
The 17 and the 26 hit.
Bop. Bop. 18.
Okay, good to know.
Get this thing right in the teeth. Like right where the gums meet the teeth.
I can't.
With that, it is going to be our creature's turn. And it is empowered, having eaten a secret. So it's going to take 2 claw attacks. The first one against Bracken is a 22.
That will hit.
That is 11 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then a 23 to hit Cecil.
Yep.
For 5 points of necrotic damage. Ouch. And does it get its thing back? Cool. Cecil,
Uh-huh.
can you make for me a wisdom check?
Just a wisdom check.
It's contested, yep.
20.
This creature also got a 20.
Oh my gosh.
However, its modifier is larger than a +2.
Ugh.
And as the tongue wraps itself around your face, can I get a secret from Cecil?
No, Cecil.
Can I say no?
You could say no, but it wouldn't help the fact that I am asking for a secret.
Oh, okay. Cecil could probably figure out a creative way to get all these letters that he continues to write home, but he's too ashamed to do so. Doesn't even want to try.
Okay.
Oh.
Throw up.
Hello? Oh god.
Don't worry about me, just taking notes here.
Ew.
I'm a throw up.
Alrighty. That's it for our creature's turn. Cecil, it's your go.
I don't wanna. I'm gonna attack it.
Go for it.
I'm a kid.
Can I slide into a flank with Bracken?
Yeah, this thing doesn't have you grappled. It's just making you feel weird.
Yeah, I feel 15.
15 will hit.
There's a max damage for you.
And with that, this creature will go down. No longer bound by initiatives.
Thank God.
Why? Did we not want to get an Avi secret?
No.
Abby secret.
I feel like a house fell on me.
I don't know about a house, but you do have, like, weird saliva all over your face, Cecil. Matriana will say.
Nasty.
I prefer a house.
I like with my cape, I like just wipe off like a section.
I got prestidigitation. It's fine. I just fix up my voice.
Thanks.
I need
Does
a
it work on my heart?
highlighter so I can highlight all these secrets.
No, honey,
Sexy secret.
you gotta do that on your own.
Cecil gives a pouty face and walks away.
Well, we can talk about it and it'll help.
I don't know if it will.
Okay.
I don't know, Cecil. Avi was right before. Maybe Avi's right now.
That's a fair
Off-
point.
I'm often right.
I can't argue that. Maybe later.
Okay.
When we're not in a weird library full of souls.
Yeah,
That's a good start.
I don't like to admit that. It sucks.
So, also lesson learned, let's just not talk to anybody and let's try and sneak past them. How do we feel about that?
Well, if we don't talk to anybody, what happens when we find?
And yeah, just because like all the people that we've talked to so far have been like monstrous and want to eat us, or just our memories, it can't be everybody that's here. Otherwise, and like, yeah, it
So
can't be
far,
everybody here,
Yeah, she's right.
right?
You're right.
Not Triana.
I just like shrug.
Takes a moment and is like processing that Avi has said that she's right. With a high enough insight, Avi, you're very certain that she doesn't hear that very often.
Mm.
Oh, my girl, not Triana. This is the rush.
So, you continue along the path.
Yeah.
Bracken,
Yes.
can you roll for me a d20?
Just a D20. Nothing like cool or fun about it? Just
1d20.
how's a nat 20 on that d20? That's something cool, right?
The next portion of the area that you find yourself entering into, you see, is very similar to where you entered into earlier in your endeavors. A strange realm that flickers. You no longer hear the eerie sounds of sour string notes, but you hear the crumbling of stone, and you see the translucent mist that creates the far barriers. And I need strength saves, everybody.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Another earthquake shatters the calm that you have entered into. It's not that, please. Um, you, Avi, Z, and your Exabase. Sorry, the boy was messing up. But Avi, Z, and your Exabase all managed to stay upon their feet while Bracken, Cecil, and Natriana fall prone from this earthquake.
Good.
Uh-oh.
I'll move to help Natriana up.
She will thank you. So, as you pick yourselves up or pick up your companions, once more, and Cecil had noticed before, and as you all had been pointed out and made aware of, the room here has shifted. It is not the same as where you entered in. It is grown larger, wider, taller. And the entrance that you came from has now disappeared. And opposite, you see two doors have appeared on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Bracken's opened a door. Z's opened a door. I've opened a door.
Well, guess that means it's my turn. Cecil will go and open the right door.
As you open the right door, Cecil,
Yeah.
I want you to make me a persuasion check, please.
Okay. That's a 12.
Cecil, you're still wrapping your mind around the last encounter, around what Avi has said about maybe talking things out, making it helpful. You are trying to tell yourself that once this is all over, it will be okay, that things will be fine. But you are struggling to believe that as you reach for the door and as you struggle to believe, the door seems to disappear, leaving
Ah,
the left door.
Well, alright. I guess I'll go for the only door available now.
Can I get a wisdom saving throw from Cecil?
I'm gonna use Indomitable.
Okay.
17.
17. Something brushes against your mind, but you're able to push it out before it takes any sort of rooting. The door opens.
Well, that was easy.
As the door is now open, you move to another area, and much like how you had moved in before, this one seems to be still pulsing light, still misty outer walls, still shifting, growing. And what do you do here to try and get out to continue your search?
Oh, can I do
Oh, Cecil, no!
a history check to see if any patterns have emerged or anything like that?
Roll for me a history check, yeah.
Better her story.
That's on Misko's.
Yeah.
16. Not particularly. You're of course a creature of sentience. You're always looking for patterns, and you can kind of see some, but none of any sort of clue of no clues of like this is a puzzle to be figured out, and you're just looking for the right pattern. It's just spotting them out in the wild kind of deal. Happenstance of creation. What about the rest of you? Do you do anything here? Or do you just walk and hope that you find a door?
I'm walking, but I'm keeping watch ahead of us for, monstrous undead things.
Roll a perception check.
I can do that. It's 16.
You don't see anything, but with the 16, you hear something. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a book hitting the ground.
Hmm.
A thud.
Close by?
Fairly. It's not right next to you, but it's loud enough that it catches your attention.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Yeah, as you, try and follow that sound, you see a elf who is spectral almost. There is a sort of transparency to her. And you would spot her robes are adorned with celestial motifs. They almost seem to not quite move on their own, but as she moves, show different areas of cosmos.
I give her a good look at, make sure she's not gonna, suck out my memories or make me tell secrets.
Well, I will say that the secrets were not spoken aloud.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
in character.
Unless you want to tell us secrets.
Maybe
Little
later.
eyes.
Maybe later.
At a sleepover after 3 bottles of wine.
Family game night.
I mean, the first difference that you can tell is that she doesn't seem to be fully corporeal, unlike those creatures. She does, again, have this sort of spectralness, just kind of around the edges that are a little see-through.
Mm.
The other creatures did not have that.
I'll kind of clear my throat a little bit. Move to pick up the book that was dropped.
There is a... She turns and there is sky blue eyes, which are perhaps the most intense thing about her. Besides her melancholy, she seems to radiate a sort of sadness. Not enough to affect you per se in your own emotional state, but enough that it can easily be picked up on.
Hello.
Salutations.
Doing some research.
How the sense? I'm looking for someone.
So am I. Who are you looking for?
Sylvaria, my dearest friend. She was studying an ancient text here in the repository, and I need to find her.
Hmm. I'm looking for Varro. I don't know him, but some friends of mine do. Said I might find him here. How long have you been looking?
Centuries.
Okay.
Perhaps we may journey together? You said that your friends had asked you to look for this figure.
If you like.
Well, I'm worried about you. You get lost.
That's true. I mean, I don't have a problem with you coming along. I appreciate you thinking of me.
I'm sure that you have a friend that cares dearly and wish to see you return, unless they travel all the way here to search for you.
I do.
I really want to do an insight check on this. Something in Z is...
So has he followed Abby?
Yeah, I think quietly, so I probably would need to roll a stealth to make sure that Avi wouldn't see me.
For this elf? Let's see that stealth roll.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. You're able to approach without drawing the attention of the elf that Avi is speaking to. Though I think Avi might notice.
My passive 16.
Ah, no. I was thinking of somebody else then. And no, Avi does not notice either.
Okay, then would it be okay if I do an insight check about what this
Yeah.
person said? Okay.
All you're getting off of this elf is sadness and melancholy.
Could I roll an insight check?
Sure.
Something triggered Z's brain, and now I think they're still recovering from literally getting their most recent memories pulled out of their head, so.
With Avi's insight, what were you wanting to accomplish?
Just a vibe other than the sadness.
There is determination.
Mm.
She wants to find her friend. And a wisdom. Her eyes carry a knowledge that is just beyond what one might learn with books. There is some sort of perhaps survival that she has learned of the corridors, having been down here for centuries.
Well, come on this way. I've got a few friends with me.
I would say at this point, turning around, see just a little frustrated at trying to figure this out. Probably be spotted at this point.
Well,
Yeah, I'm willingly gonna let myself be spotted.
let's
Huh?
see.
Hi. Just a little bit awkward. Hi.
Salutations.
Salutations to you as well.
I'm Avi, by the way. I didn't introduce myself.
And Thalandramus.
Okay. Need you to write that one down for me. Well, this way.
Alright, so you can lead the semi-spectral elf to where Cecil and Bracken are. Cecil and Bracken, what have you guys been doing?
Kind of watching nervously.
Yeah. I would say if that's the case, then Bracken's right next to Cecil, kind of occasionally shooting him a side-eyed glance, like to make sure he's following along because Bracken's having trouble as well.
So, I want you guys to either roll a performance that everything is okay on your side, or a perception to just keep an eye out on everything outside. Cecil can tell that Bracken's a little shook up from something.
It's gonna be okay. That thing ain't my secret too. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, no, I'm not worried about nothing.
It's at this point that Avi would be able to return Z and Thalandranis in tow.
Well, I found us a friend. This is Thalandranis. This is Cecil Bracken. Now Triana.
Your Exodus is also
Your
considered.
Exodus. I know her name. I just blank on it sometimes.
It's a weird one, so.
You found a friend down here?
These are friends. And there's Z, and there's Bracken, there's Cecil, and there's the
uh, you, you ask that question like it's weird that I found a friend here.
Just surprising. Everything else has tried to do some weird stuff to us.
Well, that sounds like a you problem. I found a friend.
Well,
Psh. Good
Well,
for you.
first of all, we were trying to sneak by the first one, and then you called out to the second one. So,
I was just silencing them because it's for different reasons. Celebrate the small victories while we can.
well, Delandranus has been looking for her friend for a while and offered to help us look for our friend, the one that we're looking for.
oh, good.
Extra help is always appreciative, especially in this scenario where we don't know what's coming next.
Or really where we're going at all.
True.
Just keep going through doors.
Perhaps I may be of some assistance. I can only hope that there is little of that left.
I mean, whatever you can do, it's better than nothing, you know. We're just kind of going off of our own whims here.
Well, we will be able to find out what help Thalandranus can offer after our upcoming ad break. So, stick around with us. We'll be right back to continue our story. But before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run and really help us out here, keeping our games affordable. So, don't mute them. Please don't leave us, but you can turn down the volume. If you want to help us more directly, you can always make a direct donation to our Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen. Ko-fi donations not only help support us, but they also unlock awesome perks for the entire Wildewitch RP community. Perks that include special companions, new quests, double treasure, and double XP. So, stick with us. We'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. And we're coming back in as you've made a new friend. Thalandranus has been here for quite some time. She seems to know a little bit more than some greenleafers like yourselves. But there's also a bit of pervasive sadness about her. Not enough that it affects your mood by any sort of arcane means, but all of you are able to see the sort of worn down, emotional saddening of this elf. she has promised to, or she has offered to aid you all. You both seem to be searching for someone, though. You search for two separate figures. Indeed. You say that you've been wandering corridors aimlessly? You've no anchoring or threads to follow?
That's right.
Oh, you want to anchor yourself. This place is between. There's no stable existence of its own. If you are wanting stability, you must, in part, attach yourself.
Well, we did that on the outside, but
Anyone who would like to roll for me insight or arcana here?
well,
Might do some arcana. Ha
Bracket.
Go.
Yeah.
The reason why you bound yourself to the outside was a sort of, a thread to follow back to Vale da Umbra. From your understanding, a anchor is like tying a knot, and you don't have to cut one loose to tie another. At least not in this current state of your unstable and fraying magics, though perhaps when things are to be settled, you may do a full tie, cutting off any loose threads. But for now, you'd be able to create a second anchor point to kind of follow the threads here in the shadowed repository.
Gotcha. Well, if we want to make better threads, we can always do a second point here thing.
hey, Bracken.
Yeah.
I'm saying thank you.
Oh, sorry, I heard hey bracket. My bad.
I said okay, but thank you.
Yeah.
So, it just takes a few moments of that restful breathing that you had done in the grove, with the intention of sort of attaching yourselves to this realm. And as you take a few breaths, as you center yourselves in this area, you feel a sort of connection. As you're able to look around, things seem a little different. Those shadows that you had seen clinging to the walls do in fact seem to have more humanoid visages hiding betwixt them. You feel a connection and an amount of energy, like standing in a crowd in a city. There are numerous souls here that you can feel but not see. And threats. You feel that there are existences and one particular seems to emanate from behind you, from where you can assume you entered into this region. And you can sense your companions in the same way. They're a stronger essence, more connected to you. Can sense each other. Though, I will say that while your connections are the strongest and most intact, that you can sense all of you, you all would be able to sense where the Bracken and Cecil's are a little bit more frayed around the edges, somewhat perhaps due to the strange creatures that you've encountered. But Falandronis looks over to each of you. Salad dressing. What the fuck? And as she looks over you, there's a sort of knowledge in her eyes. You feel it, don't you? The repository.
Now I do.
As you have this connection, can I get perception checks?
Perceive.
Perceive.
Twinsies.
Twinsies.
Along that thread that you feel behind you pulsing, there is, in the back of your mind, along that same thread, a whispering. A whispering that reminds you of when the Watchers of Witchmuck beckoned you to their domain. There are multiple voices overlapping. And you would hear find Vara. Find Vara. Vara Chambers. And it just kind of is in the background, these whispers that when you focus on them you can hear, but if you focus on something else they just kind of become white noise in the background.
Well, you said that we see the thread behind us.
It's
There's
more like a feeling than an actual seeing. Like,
okay, yeah.
but yeah.
Is there anything ahead of us that feels kind of connected to us, or?
Not quite,
Okay.
but you can feel that there are different threads and currents that are around. They're just not quite so connected to you.
Okay.
But you could perhaps utilize them. And of course, Falandronis, you have, it sounds like, a location, as part of the Whispers, these Morrow Chambers.
Okay. Falandronis, do you know if the Mara Chambers.
I've not visited them, but they are auditoriums. I believe that they are beyond the area that I must reach.
Hmm.
I head towards Calendriel's auditorium. Perhaps then we travel until our destination, my destination. We may go onwards to try and find yours.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm all for it.
Hell yeah.
Well, we must get out of the formation chamber. These areas are not quite complete yet. Makes them hard to predict and harder to traverse. And as she says that, it kind of gives a sort of, again, validation to your experiences when you were in these rooms that you were that were similar before, where you had that misty sort of existence of the walls, where they weren't quite fully there.
Mhm.
So it does seem that Falendranus at least has information and may be able to answer other questions you have as your travels together.
Well, we ready? I guess
Oh, I'm assuming this is kind of a walk and talk area. You guys
Mhm.
are
Yeah.
proceeding onward with
Yeah.
with Falendranus, but if you had questions during your travel period,
Mhm.
you can ask that to her, and she may be able to give an answer if she knows it.
Yeah. I think Z would just, it would be more like, it's like, oh, just like, have you been here for super long? Like that type of stuff. Just trying to get information about Thalandranas.
What kind of information would you want to get?
Um hmm, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna roll, and the higher the number, it'll just be it's almost like a random question generator.
Go for it.
7. I guess. Ren, did you say you've been here for a while?
As you all travel together, you all hear where he is asking this. Falendranus nods. I've been searching the repository for centuries. I think I have a way to finding the auditorium, but I must admit that I too have seemingly got a bit lost. But perhaps us traveling together, I'll be able to find it finally. I'll be able to find her finally.
It's interesting. Well, I do have to say that I have been on a journey to learn how to control. I'm sorry. I'm learning how to contain people in objects, especially their souls. And, well, first of all, do you know how to do that? And then, second of all, the reason I ask is because the reason why I'm learning how to capture souls in objects, or however the wording may be, it's because I'm trying to find a friend, if I can. So, in a way, I just want to say that I relate to what you are going through to an extent.
The knowledge that you ask for is taboo, dangerous. You will likely find very little who will help you with such endeavors without you having to pay a large price. And those sky blue eyes kind of turn towards you, and you again see the sort of wisps of her silver hair that sort of bleed into the ethereal realm as she's directly looking at Yuzi. Do you think you will pay such a price for this knowledge you seek?
I'm willing to pay anything to bring my friend back.
Even if you become a monster?
I'm already a monster. I even make monsters. I'm already a monster. It's not even a question. It's more of an answer.
She looks at you, unblinking, silent, and she lets you speak this answer. And then she turns and continues walking. Can Cecil, Bracken, and Avi roll for me history or arcana checks? Avi.
Hmm.
The closest thing that you can kind of come to with understanding what maybe Valendranis was referring to is that such practices of containing souls in items and artifacts can very easily lead to the creation of soul gems, which are very dangerous and are commonly found in the possession of devils and evil practitioners of magic.
I'll keep that to myself for the time being.
any other questions for Thalandranish as you traverse the labyrinthian halls?
There are so many books here. Is there like a catalog system where you can look up where a certain book is? Or maybe?
Not in a form that you are familiar with.
Mm,
These are all the recollections of souls that have passed through here.
right.
And so if you are looking for something specific, ensure hands kind of move, and again, as you all see the sort of celestial robes as they move along, it is similar in nature to the just a window to something else. As they as it doesn't seem that the celestial bodies move on their own, but through her movements of fabric seem to show different angles and different positions, and as her hand kind of moves through, you can see and feel that sort of shifting current. You have to find what you're looking through threads, the currents.
Mm,
It makes them those seekers that come here looking for knowledge, power, other seekers can cause them to lose their own way.
I understand. I think. But you would think that, somebody would be in charge of keeping a record of where everything is. But that's neither here nor there.
You have not seen curators, then?
No. Should I have?
They are the ones tasked with the collection of the knowledge.
Mm,
The ones that are supposed to be guiding formation and organization of our libraries here.
they the ones eating the books.
No,
Okay, those are different. Okay.
those would be the memory eaters. At least that's what I've called them.
That's a good name for them.
It's a bit on the nose.
Well, some of the best names are.
As you continue to walk, continue to traverse deeper into the winding passages of the Shadowed Repository, we must end our session here for this night. But we will continue with our search, the search to assist your newfound friend, and the search to fulfill your end of a bargain in our next session. So, I want to thank our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah.
I want to thank our viewers for viewing. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next stream. But until then, head to wildewitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord to keep up to date with all of our announcements and to jump in a game yourself. And of course, as always, may the ever-burning lights forever guide your steps. Laters.